Hi Flosstube, my name is Veronica and this is Night Stitch. I'm gonna try and do a Stitchy update video, and it's been half a decade since I've done one of these, so let's see if I remember how to do one. This is my first whip that I worked on this month. It is Riola's Paris, and it's a kit. And I worked on finishing the first row up here on this side. I showed this in my whip parade, so I basically had done sort of like the cross-country style where you pick a color and you go with it. And then I figured out that I actually don't really like doing stitching that way. I prefer stitching in blocks and finishing the block and then moving on. So these are parked threads for the next couple blocks that I did. So what I did with this one is I went from where I was over here and I went up and over so that I could start stitching with the block style instead of the cross-country style. And I found myself liking this a lot better. I hadn't picked this up for a really long time. I had not picked this up since 2018 actually, and so I started it on May 3rd, 2018 for Stitch Mania, and I had gotten like this, and then what I'd shown in my whip parade, that's all that I had done for that one day, and then I never came back to it, and I only just now figured out why. It's the stitching style that I was doing, so I learned something about myself with this project. My second whip that I pulled out this month was Let's Appreciate Police by Ursula Michael. And it's a backstitch word police car. The fabric I'm doing it on is Veil of the Night by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. And this looks a little bit different than it did in the whip parade when I showed it, because I realized that the word police, I had stitched it 4 squares too low or too high, so I had miscounted the word police because I was working my way over. I have now part of the second tire, and I filled in, maybe I can fold this in half. I filled in some of the words over here and then realized that something was off with the counting because it was not matching up, and I realized that I had stitched the word police in the wrong spot. So I started frogging it out. As you can see now, it kind of looks like it says LOL, which is kind of funny. Yeah, so after I figured out my mistake and frogged it out, I finished the strand of black thread in the word police, which looks like LOL right now, and put this project in timeout because I was like, I was just super disappointed with myself. So this project is in timeout for, yeah, a little bit. This is a whip that is my most pathetic whip, meaning that I stitched on it for one day during Stitch Mania and never picked it up again. I started it on May 1st, 2018 and didn't pick it up for 6 years, so and then got a super pathetic amount of stuff done on it in that one time. And then just, I think I picked it up maybe once, like, I didn't. I feel like if I did, I just put like 4 stitches in and then never picked it up again until now, which is odd. But it's on Dreaming Blossoms, 28 count Opal Lugana by Fiberlicious. It is Stitcher Saying by Doreen Jones. And this is the first cross stitch magazine I ever bought. And I really liked this pattern. It's so cute. There's so many little like cross stitch objects. And yeah, I don't know why I was so like weird about stitching on it before. But now there's stuff on it. I'm so happy. Like, I'm so proud of myself that it doesn't just say of new and then half the banner is not even completed anymore. It's adorable. I really, really had fun with those little DMC skeins. They are just cute. And I've said before on this channel a long time ago that I don't really like backstitching, but I think that I've learned with myself, if I do it as I go, then it's okay. And then I think it's super cute because I was stitching the DMC skeins and I had gotten to a point where I had gotten to the back stitch, but then I like went to bed or something, but like half of the skein was backstitched and then the other half wasn't yet, and I just saw the contrast and I thought it looked super cool. Just how much the backstitch like put detail in, and that's obvious. Like, that's why people use backstitch, and it's not like a new concept or anything, but for me it just seemed like I was like, oh, this is why backstitch is cool. Like, it finally clicked or something. I don't know. So I still don't super enjoy backstitch, but I understand like how to make it enjoyable for myself now. This next project is a new start. It's the Castle Homecoming Club Stitch Along from Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, and I'm doing it on Eucalyptus Showers by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. And I started it on the day the clue came out because my goal is to finish the clue before the second clue comes out. And I really want to keep up on this stitch along. So I've been stitching on this for 7 days. And it's upside down. Which is why I have an arrow sewn into my fabric so that I know which way is up. But apparently it doesn't help when I do videos. So this is the part of the clue that I have done so far. And most of the colors are the same, except for the ones that I didn't have. So I've substituted one of the grays is 318 instead of number 3. One of the pinks, I think this flag color, is 3835 instead of 33. And there's a purple one, I think, is 3688, but I used 3833. I may have gotten those mixed up. One of them is 3835 and one of them is 3833. I think I said it right, but I don't know. But they're both DMC, so yeah. And then some other color changes that I made where I changed the knight's plume to blue because my favorite color is blue, and the knight I've changed to be me, so she's blonde because night stitch, hello. So and then I used DMC diamond for the sword. But then I kept one of the DMC colors for the sword so that it's like shaded. But then there's shiny on the rest of it. And then I did skin 1/1 because I like the way it looks. And I really had fun backstitching the music notes because they're so cute. And I never thought I would say I have fun backstitching anything, but the music notes are adorable. My second new start was called Taste of Europe, and it is a free DMC pattern. And I think they called it something else. I don't know, but it says Taste of Europe in the title somewhere. And so it's basically just a bunch of little cross-stitched symbols and icons of different things in Europe. And so it's literally like you can pick one of the little icons and stitch it by itself, or you can stitch them all together. I'm gonna stitch them all together and change the orientation, change the location, that's the word. Change the location of where they are on the pattern. Except for a few, because I did start the Eiffel Tower in the same spot it's charted, and I started the Vatican, or I stitched the Vatican and the gondolier in the same spot. But I did that so that I could have like, these could be like the landmarks for like the left side and the bottom of the pattern. And then I hadn't decided where I wanted to stitch the other icons yet, and so I finished the Eiffel Tower and I guess it's Italy, but it's the Vatican and the gondolier. But I was calling it Vatican City because it is. So I stitched those, and then I'm trying to figure out which icon I want to stitch next, and also where I want to stitch it. I used metallic in the Eiffel Tower, just like down the middle of it, and then off to each of the legs. And then for the Vatican City, I stitched the metallic on the where the gold is, and then the silver as well. And the little gondolier, I still stitched his skin 1/1 because I liked it. And he's so cute and adorable. He's so itty bitty. And then these lines are just scrap thread that I used to mark the corner. And then this is the up arrow for this project, goes up this way. And then this is the scrap for where the bottom of the pattern is. And then this fabric is Glowing Dreams by Fiberlicious. It's 32 count Lugana. And I still have the label in the bag, so. My next new start is A Stitch in Time by Heaven and Earth Designs, and it's one of the famous bookshelves. This one is a cross-stitching bookshelf. It has all the little ladies cross-stitching in all different time periods. And there's bobbins in there, and there's books and little cross-stitching little icons, which I love. This had been in my stash. This is like one of the first Heaven and Earth designs that I bought. I just started it now. I bought it like 5-6 years ago, probably. I am going to do this on Jack-O-Lantern by Fiberlicious. It is 32 count Lugana. And I was really, really, really wanting to start a Heaven and Earth design. And I was looking through my fabric, and I did not have a piece of 25 count Lugana that was big enough for this one, because this one needs a yard. This is I needed a 26 by 36 piece of fabric, and I did not have one. And I was like, I really want to start this. So I was in luck though, because this jack-o'-lantern fabric I had started something else on it just a little bit in the middle, and I got bored with the pattern because I think the fabric I picked was not good for the pattern that I put on it. So I decided to frog all of that out and start this instead on it. And I was like, thank God I have a piece of fabric that's giant enough. However, because the A Stitch in Time is charted for a 25 count and this is 32 count, I could not do it over 2 because it would not fit. So I have to do this 1 over 1 on 32 count. So that's what I'm doing. And you can see in the middle there, the holes are a little bit bigger, and it's because I frogged it out. Maybe you can see, I'm not sure. I can see from behind here that some of the holes are bigger, or like right up in here, but it doesn't matter if you can't see it. But this is my start. I think yeah, okay, that was the back, but here's the front. It's the I and the N for in the pattern. And yes, there are threads everywhere because that is how I do. Yeah, so, and as I was stitching this, I was like, I don't have these colors, because there are some colors that I don't have, and it always amazes and makes me laugh when that happens, because I have a giant case of DMC and I have a lot of the DMC, and so when I don't have one, I'm just kind of like, really? I've bought so many and I still don't have the one. There's still DMC that's missing. What? This next thing is this little kit that I got from Hobby Lobby. It's I Love Pretzel Day, and it's office licensed fun thing. It actually came with the fabric that was stamped, and I didn't want to use that, so I didn't. So I used Hidden Treasures by Fiberlicious. It's 28 count Opal Lugana. And I started this, and then I also finished it. And I put it up in the top corner here because I wanted to use the fabric for something else, because it's so small. There's no point in me stitching just this on this fabric. So I used the kit thread, and I charted it in PC Stitch because the stamped fabric cross stitch pieces don't usually come with like a chart that you, so I just charted it in my PC Stitch so that I could stitch it. Yeah, it's just pretty simple. So I think I worked on it for like 3 days. I just started and just kept working on it till I was done. I think this may be the first project that I've ever started and finished like while working on it solely by itself, because normally I'll start something and then even if it's really simple, I like won't finish it like in any reasonable amount of time. So that's probably something like a cross stitch first for me, maybe. Yeah, definitely. This next project is one that I kitted up because I felt like I wanted to use some of my non-DMC threads and use them, because most of the time when I stitch something, I'm just stitching out of my master DMC box. And so I have some other threads that I inherited, I've mentioned before, from my sister-in-law, and she gave me a bunch of threads, and so I thought I've been like labeling them and putting them in stash, but I thought I really wanted to use them, so I started this for that reason. Or I kitted it up. I haven't started it yet. It's on Fibralicious Oh My Moose. It's 32 count Lugana. And it's this brown, kind of veiny brown fabric. The pattern is Soar Today, Strong Tomorrow. It's just called Soar Today, but it says Soar Today, Strong Tomorrow, and it's an exercise series. I only have this one, but I have some of these on like a wish list, and it's no longer stash. Yeah, but the colors are super bright, and so I thought the brown fabric would be good to contrast that. So I'm going to use this Iris 344, and I think Iris is like DMC, but it's not shiny because it's a cotton thread. I don't know if Iris is still around or not. I've never seen it at the store. So the yellow is going to be for the hearts here. And what I did was I just matched the thread to the picture as best that I could using the color list that they gave me with the pattern. Iris 365 is this sort of light pink. There's a couple different pinks in here. And this one is gonna be in place of DMC 894. I think it's the one that's inside the word soar, so that light pink. This I actually had bobbinated. It's got two numbers on it. The DMC is the 956, but this is Iris 649. And I'm not gonna bobbinate stuff like this with two numbers anymore because it kind of just got confusing, but I knew that this wasn't DMC because I didn't put it in my master DMC case. But that is the outline for the word soar, is that color. And then this is an unknown blue that I had laying around. It kind of looks like the same as like DMC 996 or 995 probably. But I'm gonna use that for the, I actually didn't match it to be teal, but it's like there's a darker blue in there. I was gonna use this. This is also another unknown blue. It's kind of like a lighter version of the electric blue. And I was gonna use it in the lighter part of here. So this is instead of DMC 3812, and this one is instead of DMC 959. And then I actually did pull a DMC, so this is DMC 891, because I didn't have an iris or unknown thread that matched it. And then that's for there's like darker pinky in the barbell, so that's what that's for. Then I have Iris 861 for the word strong. And then this is just some random unknown bright orange floss that I'm going to use for the word today. So that's my kitted up project that I'm going to probably start sometime today. As you know, if you watched my fabric stash dive video, I'm a member of Fibralicious's Fabric of the Month Club, and I got my Fabric of the Month, and I think it's the same name as the thing that I started my Taste of Europe on, Glowing Dreams 32 count Lugana, but the colors are different. So this one's like a lilac with orange, and I think the other one's kind of like got some green in it as well as lilac and orange. But anyway, I just thought that was funny. Now I have two of the same fabric that's different colors. Oh, and just for the sake of dates and when I publish things and whatever, this fabric is, this will be May 2023's Fabric of the Month. I'm gonna show you some haul that I got. So the first thing is these pens. I like to write in a cross stitch like planner. This is my cross stitch planner. I like to write things down in it, and so I got these colorful pens so that my stuff would be interesting and fun, and they all have fun designs on the ends of them. And they're just Pilot pens from Walmart in a giant pack. I apparently have stolen my mother's sewing pins. Oops. So I decided to get my own, and they have hearts on the end, and I thought they were so cute. And then on the back, it came on this like foam cardboard, like it was on cardboard stuck with like this foam scrapbook tape stuff, and I scrapbook and I know how permanent that stuff is. So when I was trying to get the cardboard off of this thing to get the case off, it like just left a whole bunch of foamy stuff on the back, and you can't get that off. So I made it star spangled, and I used my scrapbook tape that I have to do that. So now my case is beautiful. And I got this highlighter tape. So I have some soda stitch patterns that are on the like fancy plastic. It's not plastic, but it's like shiny paper, and they're really nice, but I can't write on them, and they're a colored pattern, so printing it out doesn't really work because you can't color over something that's already got color because it doesn't really show up. So this is transparent, and it's technically in the quilter section, but you can peel it off and then stick it on something and you can see through it, so then you can figure out where you are in your pattern without marking it. And I thought this would be good for those soda stitch patterns. I got this fabric for project bag that I want to make, and I have cut some pieces of like the Captain America fabric that I have, and apparently I never put the bag together, so this is going to go with that. I have organizational problems. So I have a lot of thread just in Ziploc bags, and they've been driving me insane. So I decided to get this. It's technically a refrigerator drawer. Home Expressions. It's a narrow drawer bin, so it'll fit into my fabric bins that you see in the back there, actually. That black thing with the crisscrosses. It'll fit on the side of my bin, and then it's a drawer, so I can pull it out and I can actually put my floss in, like the extra floss I have, not the like bobbinated ones that I'm already using. I can put them in here, and so then they won't be just everywhere in my bin, because I pull out my fabric bin and it just looks crazy because there's like Ziploc bags just exploding all over the place, and it's driving me insane. So that is going to help me, and I got 2 of those. I also got some bobbins because I really like clear things, like when things are see-through. I don't know, it's a thing with me, I'm not sure why, but yeah, whatever. So I got these bobbins from GW Stitchin' Depot, and she's on Etsy. And yeah, so came in this beautiful blue bag. Oh, they're so pretty. So they're clear, obviously, but I love it. I love it. I was getting those white ones from like Hobby Lobby, and they're fine, but I just wanted clear ones, so I got, these are a 50 pack from GW Stitchin' Depot again, if you would like to check them out for yourself. I think she sells other things, but I was looking for bobbins, so I didn't really look around on her store. I just saw these and was like, bookmark please. So, and then I bought them finally. Now I have 2 Flosstube shoutouts that I've just discovered. I just discovered Moonshine Stitchery, and she has really cool projects, and she had some fabric that was similar to mine, and then she had a project that I was also stitching on, and so I thought it was cool. I always find it cool when I find other floss tubers that either have like the same fabric as me or the same like project as me, and I'm like, oh hey, cool, somebody else stitches something similar. So Moonshine Stitchery, I watched her. And then another one I watched was Nifty Stitch, and her and I follow each other on Instagram, and I didn't know she had a Flosstube channel, and she also didn't know I had a Flosstube channel, so it was kind of funny when we both found out the other one had one. And so I started watching her, and she also kind of has similar projects to me. She does a lot of heaven and earth designs, and then like cutesy little, like she had one that was like ice cream with like faces on it and stuff, and I super like things that are super cute, and like especially if like food has like a face on it, it just, I don't know, it gets me, it just makes me happy. And one of the first things that I commented on Nifty Stitch's Instagram was she was cross-stitching like vegetables or something, like it was an alphabet, vegetables and fruit, and then there was like a nectarine with a face, and I was so like, ah, that's so cute, and I just had to comment. And that seems really silly, but it's the funny little things in life that make me smile. So yeah, I like her a lot. Nifty Stitch, yeah, she's awesome. I have a gift. This is from my real life friend who crochets. She made me a hamburger out of yarn with a face, and I named him Dan, D-A-N, Burger, B-E-R-G-E-R, because if you have seen Pink Panther at all, you know that Inspector Clouseau had to hire a translator or a dialect coach because he was going to go to America, but he has a really heavy French accent, and so the dialect coach was trying to teach him how to say hamburger, and all he could say was Damburger. So Dan Burger is his name because he is named after the mispronunciation of Inspector Clouseau's hamburger. So, and he comes apart. He's got a toasted bun on the bottom, because it's like slightly different color, so he's toasted. He has a tomato, of course, the hamburger patty. Actually, he's a cheeseburger because he's got cheese, but Dan Burger kind of just lettuce. And then his top bun has sesame seeds, and of course his face. He's adorable. I love him. He is now my second Stitchy buddy. He sits on my table and he looks at me when I cross stitch, and he just makes me smile. In 2020, I signed up for a Stitchy box subscription because she had a medieval one, and I was like, I must own that. So because it was 2020 and because Stitchy box is a one-woman show, I did not get my Stitchy box until maybe a year and a half later, which I was totally fine with. However, I completely forgot that I had received it, and like I opened it and everything and made sure all of the pieces were there, because Stitchy box is a subscription box that you can get one, or you can get like 3, or you can get like the whole year or whatever. I only got one, but basically inside there's 30 items or 31 items. I guess it depends on what month you order. Maybe, I'm not sure. Anyway, there's a whole month's worth of items that you can open one every day, kind of like giving yourself Christmas every day. But of course I forgot that. After I counted, like I made sure everything that she had said she was going to send me, she sent me, and then I double checked and it was fine. But then I forgot to open a thing every day, and so silly me. But That whole story is to say I'm going to open one right now. I'm going to open day number 1 of the royalty countdown box. This one had 30 packages. I will try to hashtag Stitchy box on this video and my Instagram, and I feel silly. And I probably won't open one every day because I guess I'm just not, I don't remember. I don't know what. It's not because it's not fun, because it really is fun, but I guess I don't know. I don't know how to explain my strangeness with this, but here we go. I'm going to open this. I have not seen what's in this, so you're going to be surprised with me. This is Flower Silk Floss. It says, welcome to our royalty box. We start off with a new flower silk colorway, Regina. So this is 8 yards of floss called Regina. And it's semi-matte 6-strand hand-dyed, not color fast. Flower Silk by Stitchy. And it's blue and gold. Yay! Okay, success! I actually opened one of my Stitchy box things. Okay, I have one plan that's like a physical plan that I can show you. The rest of them are just like, I want to stitch every day and I want to film a floss tube every Thursday. Not that it's going to get uploaded every Thursday, but just like I want to film something on Thursday so that I can have a floss tube like in the works, ready to post. So this is one of my kits that I got way back in the day, like when I first started cross stitching. It's the Dimensions kit, Life in the Moment. And, well, it's just called In the Moment, but it says Live Life in the Moment. And it kind of reminded me of like license plates that are like rusty, and I like license plates, and so I'm pretty sure that's why I bought this. But I had a thing with the fabric because I was starting to figure out that I don't actually like stitching on Aida, and so something about this project, I was just not happy with it. And I thought it was because Dimensions was like, you know, it's not always just stitching X's with 2 strands of floss, which is what I'm used to. So I thought it was because of like the directions were, you know, stitch this in half stitch and stitch that with 3 strands, and it was just like I wasn't enjoying that part of it. But then I thought that can't be it, because I have that Riolis Paris kit, and that kit also has instructions like that, where sometimes you're using 1 strand of floss, sometimes you're using 2, sometimes you're using 3, blah blah blah. So I thought it was the fabric maybe, and so the fabric was just the regular like neutrally kind of beige color, so I thought I would dye it. So there's actually a video, kind of older video that I had, where I actually was like trying different dyes. Like I was dyeing it, I think I dyed it like orange, like a light orange, and then I tried dyeing it like purple, and then I thought that I liked the purple, and so I had the purple for a bit and I was like stitching on it and whatever, and then I just did that thing again where I just never picked it up, and I was like, okay, there's something going on with this. So now I think my conclusion is that I don't like Aida. So I think, and I actually like saw on the pattern I had made some notes, and this is another one of those things that I do that I'm just like, why do I do this? Like, why do I get a Stitchy box and then not open it? Like, why did I write a note down that said I threw the threads away? Like, what? So apparently I threw the threads away in some, I think it was like 2020 or something. It doesn't matter, but like, what? So yeah, I'm like annoyed with myself. Anyway, I have enough DMC to make it work, so it's not that big of a deal. But it's just one of those things where it's like, why on earth would you throw that away, you weirdo? So I was looking for a piece of fabric for this because I threw the fabric away as well, which I don't know. Anyway, but I did that with one of my other kits too. Like I messed up one of my first kits that I got. Like it was so old that I didn't even show it on here because I had already thrown it away. Yeah. So, but I picked up this DMC Charles Craft Irish linen. It's even weave. It's 28 count. It says it's Lugana too. So, which is what I'm usually stitching on. So I'm like, this, maybe I'll like this. It says it's tea dyed too. Which, it's this. So it's brownish because it's tea colored. I think I'm going to dye this a different color and then try stitching in the moment on this. And I already feel like it's probably gonna be good because I've had a lot of success dyeing fabric when I get a piece of fabric that's a little kind of boring for my taste, and I've dyed it and it's always been pretty successful. But like I really need to just not stitch on Aida. Like even if I get a kit, I think I'll just like give away the Aida to somebody who actually appreciates Aida because I don't. The Realist Paris kit has the printed like border around it, and so I'll stitch on that. That's probably the only project that I'll ever stitch Aida. So, but my plan is to dye this and then stitch in the moment on it because I don't want to just have patterns and not stitch them and then like apparently throw all the materials away because I'm a weirdo. All right, and the last thing that I have is I have noticed that I have over 200 subscribers, which was a shock because the last time that when I uploaded my Whip Parade video, I had like 130. So now I have like 230. So I've gotten 100 subscribers from like in, I don't know, less than a few weeks, which I'm like, okay. Thank you guys, by the way, for doing that. So I decided I'm going to do a giveaway today, and all of the rules apply, so please follow them. And this is for your and my own good. So do not say giveaway in the comments, please. Thank you. If you are under 18, please ask your parent to do the address thing because a minor cannot give me their address. So if you are under 18, please do not give me your address. Have your parent do it because for legal purposes, it is better for you and for me if you just ask your parent to do it. Otherwise, if you're over 18, you're fine. Another note for my international viewers, for both mine and your own good, I have noticed that a lot of supply chain issues and post office things are kind of weird lately, and so I'm not going to be shipping physical items to you. However, I still want you to be able to participate in this giveaway. So if you are an international viewer and you happen to win the giveaway, I will give you a virtual gift card to whatever cross-stitch store you prefer. So, you know, I'll give you a gift card to 123 Stitch or any online store that you have in your neck of the woods. Just make sure they do gift cards, and I will purchase you one and I will send you one to your email. That way you can still have like a prize, but then you don't have to deal with the potential, oh shit, my stuff isn't here because I only have this. Like I don't have extras to give, so like if things get lost, I cannot replace them. So okay, so for that, for international viewers, you will get a gift card to your favorite Stitchy store if you win the giveaway. If you are a USA viewer, you will receive the physical items because that's just probably going to be easier for both of us, and we will both be happy and get things that we wanted. So, okay, so these are Stitchy tools that I'm giving away, 2 of them. This is a frame. It's an 8x8 knockoff Q-snap frame. It's from Hobby Lobby, and it's the Yarnology brand, the store brand that they have for cross-stitch tools at Hobby Lobby. And I think that this frame was too small for my taste because I have giant projects. And I have a Q-snap, and because this is a knockoff, it did not work with, obviously doesn't work with my Q-snap, so I can't like mix and match. And I didn't try because obviously why would it fit together, because it's not the same thing. But I thought that I would try like a smaller frame to see if it would work for me, and it does not. So I will be giving this away. So just so you know, it's 8x8. So this is the first item. The second item is a stitch counter. It's mechanical, and it works like you push this silver button and it counts stitches for you like an old odometer in a car. And when you want to reset it, you just turn it until it hits 0. I went too far. No, I didn't. You just turn it until it hits 0. And then there's this metal thing. So you can, I think it's for like if you're holding it like this, you can like stick your finger through it. But I mean, I don't know how many. I don't use it that way, but, or you can like hang it on like a ring with like your floss if you want, or something like that. But if you're somebody who counts stitches, or if you just want a mechanical counter, it doesn't need batteries. It's just there and it works. So if you want this and this together, you can enter the giveaway, and you can say the word orange, because this stitch counter is orange. So if you want to be entered in the giveaway, type the word orange. So when I click find in the comments, I can find you and know that you want to be entered in the giveaway. And so once again, please be over 18. If you're not over 18, please have your parents' permission, and have your parent be the one that tells me the address. If you are an international viewer, you will not be getting physical items, but you will be getting a digital gift card to whatever cross-stitch store you prefer. And enter the word orange into your comment. ORANGE. Not that you don't know how to spell, but just for reference purposes, that is the word that I want in case I mumbled, or, you know, just for technicalities. I think that's all that I have. Hey, I have remembered how to do one of these. Thank you, everybody, for watching, for liking, for commenting, for subscribing. I appreciate all of you. You are awesome. I should say when I'm gonna close the giveaway. I'll probably give you a while, so like a month. So let's say July 1st. I'll close the giveaway on July 1st of 2023. Yeah, because today's June 1st, and I'll try my best to get this video updated or uploaded at least by June 2nd, so that you'll have like an entire month to enter the giveaway. So yes. Okay, now I'm gonna go. So okay, now I will see you on the next video. So enjoy your stitchy time. Bye.